Well, we have a new tool in our arsenal for our travel vlogging. We have a drone. Yes, a drone. That's going to enable us to get to some areas that we can't walk to. It's just, overall, man, it's a drone. You know what I'm saying? And so we're excited to start using it. I have only flown one drone before, and it was like a toy drone, if you will. I mean, we used it to get some footage of the farmhouse when we were building it, but it didn't have a whole lot of capabilities, and so it didn't act very well in wind and those things like that. But this one, it's a DJI Mini Pro 4. Mini 4 Pro, Pro 4 Mini, something like that. Anyway, it's a better quality drone, and so we're excited about it. And I'm going to do my first real test flight here in just a little bit. You'll see the footage. I did take it up here at the house, just straight up and straight back down, just so I could get a little feel of it. So stay tuned for that footage from the first test flight. I'm about 5 minutes, literally, away from where we live in the subdivision. It's a little town called Bellevue, Florida. It's not very big at all, but we have a city park here with a pond, playground, and things like that I felt like that was a perfect place for me to do my inaugural flight. So, here we go. And we have takeoff here in the big city of Bellevue, Florida. Again, this is about 5 minutes away from where we live. It probably, as the drone flies, it's probably about maybe a mile and maybe 2 miles. But this drone has enough range to where I could actually fly it over there. So, but I'm not ready for that yet. All right, well, so we are about no more than 100 feet because I've set my limits at this point. So the drone can't go higher than 100 feet because I just obviously don't feel safe, comfortable with that right now. But you're looking at Lake Lillian. That's where I go. That's where I go and don't catch fish a lot. And so it's a pretty nice place to go. And you can tell that I'm being very cautious and taking my time here. And there's so many features that this drone offers that I didn't take advantage of during this flight because my goal for this first flight was a successful liftoff and a successful move forward and a rotate and a successful return back to the home point. So that was the mission in a nutshell. So while I'm over top of Lake Lillian, and Lake Lillian's basically the city pond, and there are fish in there because I have seen a couple guys catch a 3 and a 4 pounder, but not this guy. This guy can't even get a hit. So, but that's neither here nor there. And so at this point, I am kind of just looking around, trying to get my bearings. And I might add at this point, I cannot see the drone from where I'm standing. I could not see it. And so that's me standing right there near my silver truck. I'm waving. And so the drone was out of my sight there for a little bit, but I was looking at the screen. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is what I was looking at. So now I'm going to go back over. I got a little nervous, and that's the reason I brought it back to me, but then I thought, well, let's go back over there and have a look. So now I'm going to practice working the gimbal, which is the camera, and it can go straight down. So we're right over top of that little dock, covered dock area right below us. And I'm taking the camera, which is in the front of the drone. And there you can see what the camera is capable of doing. And so at this point, I'm just turning the drone all the way around and aiming it back toward me where I'm standing, which again, I'm not seeing the drone right now with my eyes. Actually, yes, I could see it a little bit. So now what I'm doing is I'm heading back, and my directions were confused a little bit because the control sticks, when you get the drones headed in a different direction, your control sticks suddenly are in reverse. So I was a little confused at this point. That's the reason I'm going that direction instead of the other direction. So anytime you get confused like that, just stop and gather yourself. Now, that's exactly what I did, and I'm headed back. Now, it was about this time right here. Okay, right here, this is where I put the drone into auto mode to return back to the place where it took off from. And that's a feature that I really like. And so right now the drone is basically returning to home on its own. And that was automatic. I did not do that. So the camera shifted straight down. That was an automatic feature. And that square piece is a piece of thin plywood that I brought because the drone needs a clean place to take off and land so that it doesn't suck dust and other things up into the engine. So I want to make sure I take care of that. And that's it. The very soft landing. And that is the extent of my first flight. Well, first flight successful. I've had one takeoff and one landing, and that's always a good thing. Hopefully I'll always have the same number of landings as I do takeoffs, if you know what I'm saying. Now, again, I don't really consider myself to be very extremely knowledgeable about drone piloting, but it's definitely going to be something that I'm going to be learning a lot about. A lot of features on that drone that is available to me that I still don't know about. But today I wanted to just trust the fail-safes that are built into the drone as far as obstacle avoidance and those sort of things. As far as some of the laws go, yeah, there are laws that you have to adhere to. You can't just fly just anywhere you want. It takes a lot of common sense. You can't fly where there's aircraft around. You want to respect other people's privacy and not fly in residential areas. This is a public park, so I felt like this would be a safe place. Many others have flown their drones here as well. And it's also good scenery, so that's why I chose this location. So also a lot of anxiety when you fly your drone for the first time. The other drone that I had, like I said, it was more of a toy, but there was still some anxiety, but nothing compared to this. This is a much better quality drone. And so the last thing you want to do is crash your drone into like a pond or something like that. So anyway, this is the first. I did practice at home this morning as far as taking off and landing. I just did that. I just simple straight up and straight back down. I didn't try to veer off away from the landing pad. And so this time, obviously I moved forward and came back. The drone has a return to home feature, so that means when you get out and about, you can't find your way back, you can push that button and it'll come right back to the place it took off from. So if you're thinking about getting a drone, I'll recommend this is the DJI Mini Pro 4 or Mini 4 Pro. I think it's Mini 4 Pro. Can't go wrong with that one. It's about maybe a year and change old as far as the brand when it came out, that model. But it's perfect for what I need right now. And the price point right there is not horrible as drones go. This one is about $1,000. If you can get a package that comes with it for a little bit more than that, as far as from extra batteries and so forth. But if you just get the one battery and the drone by itself, it's gonna be about $1,000. And so I do recommend that. Now, also you gotta be aware too, if you're gonna get into drone piloting, weight is everything. So 250 grams is your point to where if you're above that in weight, you have to register it and get a license and so forth like that. If you are under 250 grams, and this one is marketed as a 249 gram drone, which means rookies, novices, you know, newbies can buy this drone and fly it without having to go through and register and everything else like that. So this is one that I recommend if you're considering a drone. You could probably go from never having flown a drone before to operating this drone if you just screw your head on straight and pay attention to the rules. If you don't really feel comfortable doing that, then get you a small drone from Best Buy for about $100, $150, and practice on those first. But I think you probably will be able to go from not having ever flown a drone to successfully flying this. I think so. While I'm on here, I wanted to say thank you for all of you who follow us at Ed and G Travels. And if you are not a follower, I'd like to invite you to hit that subscribe button. This is a redundant thing. Everybody you watch on YouTube asks you the same thing, so why should I be any different? Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we really appreciate it. It actually does help us to grow. We are a veteran-owned travel agency. All right, well, I guess that's all I've got for today, but thank you for watching this video. And for those of you who watched thinking I was gonna crash or hoping I would crash, sorry to disappoint you.